And I now recognize the gentlelady, Ms. Greene of Georgia, for her 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, witnesses, for coming before our committee today. I am one of those that believe our First Amendment is one of the greatest rights that we have. And I also am so grateful to be an American, always believing that freedom of speech was something that we possessed until the past few years, where myself and many other Americans, Dr. Kuldorf, we found ourselves, I like you, had my Twitter account permanently banned for posting my speech, opinions, and thoughts on Twitter about COVID-19. I'm not a doctor or an expert like you are. You certainly are an expert in the field, and it was a shame that you had your speech censored. But it's appalling to me that CISA, which is taxpayer funded by the American people, the same American people that are given the right to the freedom of speech, that are given this great freedom by our founders, had their speech censored. And that combination between the Homeland Security and CISA working with private companies, big tech companies and others to silence Americans is a grave assault on all of these Americans' First Amendment rights. So I'd like to ask each of you, Mr. Weingarten, do you believe in the First Amendment?
Wholeheartedly.
Dr. Kuldorf?
I do.
Dr. Miller Address?
Absolutely.
Mr. Turley?
I do.
Great. Well, it seems that we all share the same belief. I would like to ask, since we're talking about truth and information, given that CISA engaged in this with the Department of Homeland, who is the author of truth? And I'll ask each of you again, who's in charge of truth? Mr. Weingarten.
Well, I believe as citizens, we're all entitled to evaluate facts and opinions and decide for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Kuldorf?
Nobody's in charge. It's a collective responsibility.
Dr. Miller Address.
I agree. There's no truth with a capital T. I think we all need to be equipped with the tools to evaluate evidence and make decisions.
Mr. Turley?
I agree with all those comments.
Great. This is very overwhelmingly fantastic.